found a way to make planking a lot easier. Do it naked, tits and belly, hit the floor, a lot less to hold up. And pretty much every time she said chin to chest, I was sort of already doing it. How is that a fucking exercise? That's how I read. Another thing I tried. Give me a woo if you've heard of the Couch to 5K app. Quite a lot of you. For those of you who haven't, let me tell you what it is. It's an app to get you running, a BBC app. The idea is you start as a beginner, and by the end you should be able to run 5 kilometres. And the whole way through, you have somebody in your ear talking you through it, telling you when to run, when to walk, offering any kind of support and encouragement. And of those people, there's quite a few people you can choose from. One of them is Olympic gold medalist Michael Johnson. And another one is me. How the fuck did that happen? When I was first asked to do it a long time ago now, they were very nice to me. They said, you've got a really friendly voice. We thought you'd be great for this. That's what they said. What I think they meant was, you look like people who don't run. When I recorded it, I said, can I mix it up? Can I change it round? Can I put my own words in? They said, no, it's BBC, it's health. It's very important you just stick with what's written. All I was allowed to do is put in some well-done flowers and well-done pets. That's all I was allowed. All I really want to do on the bit where it says, and now have a snack, such as a banana. Really quietly underneath, I just wanted to go, muffin. So that you knew it was definitely me. And in case we were worried, I was safe. It's good to know that. It's good to know. But pretty much every day, somebody on social media will send me a message saying they've started it, or they finished it, or they're in the middle of it, and they never thought they could run, and now they can run, and they love it. And on one of my overwhelmed days, I thought, if it's working for all of those people, maybe I should be giving it a go. And then I thought, should I use my own voice? I couldn't work out if I'd find it inspirational or really fucking irritating. And the truth is both. Some days it would say things like, you're doing really well, I'm really proud of you. And I'd be like, I am doing really well. Thanks for being proud of me, past me, sitting on a sofa eating a fucking biscuit. Then other days it would say, well, if that went well, why don't you run a bit faster? And I would say, why don't you fuck the fuck off? But my husband said, isn't it hard? He prefers to do weights, doesn't like to run. He said, isn't it hard? Because I did do it, I completed the whole thing, and I used my own voice like an absolute bell end. He said, of course it's hard, it's running. I said, haven't we all done loads of hard things over the last few years we never thought we'd have to do? And I came up with something that sounds like a catchphrase. I don't know where it came from, but I like it, and I'm keeping it. I said, of course it's hard, because if it was easy, it'd be biscuits. I don't know where that came from. Like I might have read it on a T-shirt. Give me a word if you came here tonight with a family member. And if you came with a friend. Oh, there's not as many with friends, but you're more enthusiastic. That's interesting, isn't it? The people who came with a friend, is anybody in a really long friendship? Give me a wave if you are. We've got people here. Oh, right at the front. How long have you two been friends? 15 years. Thank you for that. There was a lady the other day, shouted out 45 years. I said, wow, where did you meet? And she went, at birth. So it's not your fucking mum, is it? I hear people are like that. My mum's my best friend. Yeah, you're not hers. She wants you to move out. But well done to all of the long friendships in the room. I'm very impressed by you. I'm also a little bit jealous of you. I have friends from comedy, friends from other jobs that I found. I don't have any friends from school. You wouldn't think you'd know why, but I know exactly why. When I was a kid and my birthday rolled around, my mum would say, would you like a party? Now, you have to remember that kids' parties when I was a child, very different to kids' parties now. For example, I have a friend who has an 8-year-old daughter. For her last birthday party, they hired somebody to do manicures and also a hot tub. So what the fuck are you doing? You're not Kardashians. But if you've got little ones now, maybe this is the kind of elaborate party that you have to put on. Maybe you hire a venue. Maybe somebody does the catering. Maybe a man you don't know comes in a weird outfit and plays with your children for money. You can call him a clown if you like, but my description is still valid. Come on in, kids. Pedo the clown has arrived. We're pretty sure he's all right, but don't sniff his flower just in case. At least you would know if he was getting any of the kids to touch him in the wrong area, because it makes this sound. fully expect at some point on this tour to start getting really angry emails from clowns, which I will then forward on to the police. I found another one for you. You're welcome. Did a show in Antwerp a while back, in Antwerp in Belgium, and just after I honked, a man on the front row, really quiet, really sinister looking, just went, "Do it again." So for him and for you. This is not the kind of party that was on offer to me, though, when I was a child. Let's gauge your age in the room. Give me a woo if you're under 40. 40 and above? There's a lot more of us. We can take them, can't we? The kind of party that was on offer to me in the 70s and the 80s would be this. 6 friends maximum. That's the sort of amount I would have struggled to fill at that age. Somebody would have to bring their cousin just to make up the numbers. In your house, wasn't it always in your house? And your mum or a mum, someone's mum, would prepare the food. And by that I mean they would cut it all into cubes. So it could take part in the hedgehog. Anything that wasn't cut into cubes was cut on an angle, so you know you're at a party. That's how you know. I don't know if you know, but this works as an adult as well. If you're ever at somebody's house and you're like, is it a party? Is it not a party? Look at the food. Is it cut on an angle? You're at a fucking party. Or the biscuits fanned out on a plate. You're at a fucking party. You don't do that for yourself, do you? You don't sit down in front of Bake Off with a packet of pink wafers in your best plate. No. You put the full packet in, pull out the wrapper. There'd also be party games. Wouldn't there be party games? One of your toys would be wrapped up several times and passed around until some other fucker takes it home. Someone would piss themselves, wouldn't they, always? Usually the same child at every party. And you'd all go home with a little bag of crap. That's a kid's party, isn't it? The 70s and the 80s right there. The other option, if I didn't want a party, would be this. So I'm from a place called South Shields. South Shields is near Newcastle. And in Newcastle is a department store called Phoenix, quite a fancy department store. And I had the option, if I wanted to, instead of a party, to go to Phoenix for the day with my mum, just the two of us. We go to the restaurant, which was not fancy. Any restaurant that starts with your own tray is not fancy. And I could choose anything I liked off the menu, which every single time I went was always the same thing. All I ever wanted was chips in a bowl. That's all I ever wanted. Because to me, the height of luxury was being able to have nothing else with your chips but other fucking chips. Then we'd go to the toy department, I'd pick a toy, and we'd go home. Every single birthday I had as a child was spent in Phoenix. I never said yes to a party. I chose Phoenix over friends. Some would say chips over friends. Still sort of doing it now, and I regret not a fucking thing. But every time I was invited to somebody else's birthday party as a kid, I always went. It's rude, really, isn't it, to go to others' parties, never have one of your own. I'd go to the party, I'd eat the cubed food, I'd win a prize, piss myself. I'd go home with a little bag of crap and an adult man's mobile number. Does anybody find in the last few years we've been dealing with all the COVID shite, anybody find that every now and again they felt like they were going a little bit mad? Yes. So overwhelmed is probably a better word. I'd feel a bit overwhelmed and I'd do a thing that I thought would help. Let me tell you a few of the things I tried. First thing I tried, I bought some seeds. Do you remember there was a while back there when food was so scarce we all thought we were going to have to grow it all ourselves? I bought some seeds. My friend quite rightly pointed out that seeds only really grow fruit and vegetables. I thought, what fucking use is that to me? Where are the seeds for the Twixes and the toilet rolls and the microwave dinners? That's what I need. Does anybody want to hazard a guess how many seeds I actually planted? None. Thank you, none. There's a man the other day shouted out 2, which has got to be the weirdest suggestion of all. Sounds like I just tripped when I got out the car and a couple accidentally landed in the ground. Another thing I tried a bit of yoga. Does anybody do yoga? Well, they even sound quite relaxed when they're answering the question, don't they? Yes, I do yoga. I'm bendy as fuck. I tried a bit of yoga, watched a lady on YouTube. Had to turn the volume up really loud, though, because I couldn't hear what she was telling me to do over all of the clicking of my joints. Thanks for watching. You know what would be great is if you liked and subscribed. I'm so needy, I'm so sorry. And why not come and see me live? And the tickets are available at sarahmillican.co.uk. Put the kettle on and settle in.